Today's keynote speaker, former NBA player Walter Braun, grew up in Chicago and earned Illinois All-State honors as a standout basketball player in high school. Many universities competed to recruit him with offers of basketball scholarships. He chose the one he thought was the best fit for him, and he accepted an offer from the University of Minnesota. Walter was on the road to success.
I go around the world, I do 100 events a year. I was just in Turkey a couple of weeks ago speaking to a soccer team. And every time I do a program, every time I do an event, someone recognizes me from the brochure of the program, and they say, "You're our message, Mr. Motivational Speaker. You're our message, Mr. Motivational Speaker. We got a lot of change going on at Buffalo Wild Wings, Mr. Motivational Speaker. What's your message, Mr. Motivational Speaker? Can you help me, Mr. Motivational Speaker? What are you going to tell us tomorrow as the keynote speaker, Mr. Motivational Speaker? We're going through a lot of change, Mr. Motivational Speaker. You know, I don't like change, Mr. Motivational Speaker. I don't want to call it a support center. I like home office. Mr. Motivational Speaker, I miss Sally. Where's Jim? Oh my God, where's Judy? Oh my God, Mommy! What's your message, Mr. Motivational Speaker? I'm glad you asked. I've been waiting a long, long time to share. And here it is. Suck it up. Get tough. Suck it up. Get tough. I mean, get your mindset right. Change happens. It is what it is. Change happens. Get your mind right. You don't think people got cut playing professional sports? You think it was easy for me to become one of the best basketball players in the world that you never heard of? Now, we're gonna have a lot of fun this morning. You better put on your chin strap. You better buckle up, because 1 minute you're gonna laugh, 1 minute you're gonna think, and 1 minute you might even shed a tear. Are you ready for me? I was scared. I was nervous. But my college basketball coach recommended I become a motivational speaker. So 12 years later, I took him up on his advice because I had no other choice. But here's what I did. I asked around, who are the top motivational speakers in the game? I got Les Brown's video. I got Zig Ziglar's video. I got Tony Robbins' video. And I sat there and watched game film. Just like in basketball, I watched game film because my daddy taught me to pay attention. Realtors, hear me clearly. You could be the best in the world at what you do, but you better pay attention. Success is all around you. Just pay attention. So I watched these videos and I paid attention. And after I watched 10 videos, I called my wife into the office and I said, "Babe, I got good news. We're gonna be okay." And like a good woman, fellas, she asked me how. I need details. And I was ready for her this time, though. And I said, "Babe, I've been watching the top motivational speakers in the world, and I figured it out. I have cracked the code. To be a great motivational speaker, you need 2 qualities. It's very freaking simple. You need 2 qualities. You need to be very entertaining and dynamic, and you must give your audience great information. That's the key to being a great motivational speaker." I just had one problem. 17 years ago, when I began speaking, I was very entertaining and dynamic, and I had no information. But I knew it. I was able to have an honest self-assessment with me. See, where you are right now in your career is a point of reference. Don't you ever confuse your potential with who you are at the time. The biggest mistake you can make in this world is to understand that you have potential, but that's not who you are today. Who you are today is a point of reference. And it is your job to reach your potential.
The Dwyer Group of Companies has now celebrated 33 annual franchise reunions. And never in the history of those 33 years have our franchisees begged us to have the same keynote speaker back to back. Walter Bond is the first speaker we've had 2 years in a row, and the franchisees are still talking about him today. Not only did he help improve their businesses, but he's helped improve their personal lives. If you're looking for a great keynote speaker, I'd highly recommend Walter Bond. He'll wow you, he'll make you laugh, he'll make you cry, and he'll make you want to have him back.
He soon learned that competition was at a whole different level in college. Although he was a consistent offensive and defensive presence during his college career, when it came time for the draft, he was overlooked. What does it take to win? When Walter wasn't picked up by the NBA, he decided to change. He changed his mindset. He changed his work ethic. He changed his habits. And he went on to earn a spot in the NBA playing for the Dallas Mavericks. During his NBA career, he would also go on to wear jerseys for the Detroit Pistons and the Utah Jazz. What does it take to win? When Walter made the transition from professional sports to business owner, he knew he would be competing in a whole new arena. He knew he needed to elevate his game to a new level, and he was able to apply the peak performance lessons he learned during his basketball career. As founder and CEO of Walter Bond Worldwide, he has made his life's mission to become the best at what he does, teaching, coaching, and inspiring business professionals to become peak performance in their industries. His slogan is think, execute, win. I'd say he's speaking our language. I'm happy Walter Bond is here this morning to share his story and his key principles for becoming a peak performer and building a winning team. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome former NBA player, entrepreneur, and business coach, Walter Bond.
I'm on the couch watching this whole thing in slow motion. He said, Mr. Bond, I might lose you right now, but I got to shoot you straight. All these other coaches came in here and guaranteed your son a starting position. Not me, Mr. Bond, I'm a little different. If Walter plays for me, he gets nothing free. If Walter plays for me, he must earn his playing time. See, when you recruit someone, you bring them into the business, be honest with them. This is not an overnight get-rich scheme. You got to work hard and build your business. An inheritance gained quickly will not be blessed in the end anyway. You got to spend time building your business. A business is just like a tree. When you plant a tree, you have to water, you have to nurture, and you have to wait for that root system to grow. But if you keep nurturing and watering that tree, over time, that tree can become a forest. I'm looking at a forest right now, so I know what I'm talking about. He said, Mr. Bond, I run my program with order. I run my program with discipline. And Walter plays for me. He must earn his playing time. I don't know about you, Mr. Bond, but I'm a country boy from down south. And that's how my mama and daddy raised me.
Hey, this is Walter Bond, and I get it. You're searching for the perfect keynote speaker. And I don't envy you because there's a lot of good speakers out here. So what I want you to do is know exactly who I am, but more importantly, what I can do for your group so you can make the right decision. Now, can I give you a little bit of a secret? I am so biased because I think I'm your perfect speaker. But here's the truth. Great speakers have two qualities. They must give great information, but they also must be entertaining and dynamic. And that's the magic that I try and use every time I speak. I want to entertain your audience, but most importantly, I don't want to just give them good information. I want to give them great information, but I also want to lace it with your core objectives and your core values to make sure it's your presentation. Now here's the reality. I made it to the NBA because of fundamentals. I'm an award-winning speaker because of fundamentals. All I want to do for that 60-minute program is to make sure your audience knows the fundamentals that they must execute to get to their next level, because that's what I do. That's what I'm an expert in, making sure your audience is inspired and energized to get to their next level through mastery of core fundamentals. Now you take your time, you watch other videos, but one thing I want to promise you, if you choose me to be your keynote speaker, I'm going to become your impact player.
You got to get your mindset right. Do you realize how important your mindset is? I mean, in fact, do you ever think about what you think about? See, when I think about the NBA, everyone in the NBA has the same exact mindset. You guys saw my highlight. You guys saw me scoring Michael Jordan. People come to me all the time and says, oh my God, you played in the NBA? What was it like to play against Michael Jordan? Oh my God. Well, I believe Michael Jordan's the best basketball player ever. I'm a Chicago kid. I have tremendous respect for Michael Jordan. But what was it like when I had the ball on the wing and Mike is checking me? Oh, you better check up, baby. You better guard me tight because I'm about to give you buckets. When I tell people my mindset, my attitude, they look at me like, really? Seriously? Yeah, think about it. If I'm not thinking that way, am I qualified to play in the NBA? I mean, if I'm a GM of Buffalo Wild Wings, you know my mindset, eventually I will be the best GM in the system. I might not be today, I might not win awards today, but before I'm done, I will be the #1 GM in the system. That's mindset. See, if you're not thinking that way, we got to work on your mindset. When I'm done today, I'm going to give you something free that's going to help you with your mindset because our mindset is everything about us. See, the key to being successful in the world right now, you better be good with people. In fact, the new economy are people. So if you want to be a great realtor, it starts with being great with people. If you become an expert with people, you will sell more homes, you get more spinoffs, you get more referrals. 2 of my realtors right now are not even my realtors anymore. I call them friend. In fact, people who have passion, you can't help but get emotional. Because passion is when your emotions and logic intertwine. So for you to be passionate about real estate, your logic and your emotions need to be intertwined. See, some of you guys have the intellect and some of you guys have the passion, but you have to have both to be successful in this business. You have to be successful in this business. You must have both. You must have the logic and the intellect of a top realtor, but you must have the emotions of a top realtor. In other words, if no one shows up for your open house, you don't get discouraged and quit.
When you speak words of equity to a person, they will listen to every word you say. My dad didn't talk all the time, but when he spoke, it was good. When my daddy spoke, everybody would be quiet. And I said, Daddy, what'd you think? My dad wanted to make a point, he pointed his finger at you. I like him, son. I like him a lot, and here's why. He looked me in my eye when he talked to me, son. That might not be a big thing to you, son, but I was taught that your eyes are the gateway to your soul. My mom and daddy taught me, don't you ever trust a man who won't look you in the eye.
We're here at our 2018 National Conference, and believe me, I was so stoked when I saw that Walter Bond was one of our speakers. We have had Walter speak to our national conference before. We've actually asked him to speak at our trainer conventions because of the energy, the passion, and the sincerity that he brings to the message. Bring it in, Walter.
Hi, I'm Peter Cancro from Jersey Mike Subs. We're at our national convention down in Disney, and we just finished another session with Walter Bond. He's been with us, we first met in 2012, and he's been at every conference we've had. Just incredible, motivates the crowd, and we love him.
His message is awesome, inspirational, empowering, loving, getting after it and not being a bum. We love it, and we love his message of if you're not doing the right number of bread in your store, you suck, and you got to get after it and push.
After I left the NBA, I got my mindset right and made a commitment to be an impact player. And I realized impact players require you to make sacrifices. I played for the Utah Jazz and a guy named Jerry Sloan. For those of you who don't know Jerry Sloan is one of the longest tenured coaches in the history of the NBA. He coached the Utah Jazz for over 20 plus years. I had one conversation with him, it changed the game. One conversation with him let me know why he's the best coach of all time, in my opinion, who didn't win a championship. He let me know what it's all about, being successful over a long period of time. My wife would call me when I tried out for the Mavericks. How's it going, honey? It's going great, baby. I'm gonna make this team. And my wife would feed off my confidence. I tried out for the Detroit Pistons. My wife would say, how's it going? Hey, babe, it's great. I'm gonna make this team. But the only problem was, when I went to the Utah Jazz, we didn't scrimmage in practice. So the one thing I used to separate from myself from the competition was taken away. I could not scrimmage in practice to dominate my competition. So my wife would call me. And she would say, how's it going, honey? And for the first time in my life, I said, I don't know. And she says, oh, Lord. Babe, I'm not saying it's bad. I just don't know because we don't scrimmage. My dad called me. How's it going, champ? I don't know. Oh, Lord. Dad, I'm not saying it's bad. I just don't know. Finally, my agent calls me. How's it going, Walter? I don't know. We don't scrimmage. I have no clue. So finally, my anxiety was sky high. I set up a meeting with Jerry Sloan, and this is how it went. Now, Jerry Sloan is a man's man, and you do not waste his time. So when I set up the meeting, I was a little bit nervous to make sure that the meeting was legit. I go in and talk to Jerry Sloan, and it changed my life. What I'm gonna teach you today came directly from that meeting. It was like a 2-minute soundbite. I go to Jerry Sloan and I say, Jerry, I'm trying to make your team, but since we don't scrimmage, I feel like I can't show you what I can do. Go to the corral, hear me clearly, listen to his answer, and it will unlock some mysteries as to how you become the best in the world at what you do over a long period of time. Jerry, I'm trying to make your team, but I feel like I can't show you what I can do. He says, Walter, I already know what you can do. But if you want to make my team, I suggest you listen, follow directions, and execute. That's different. Listen, follow directions, and execute. What I didn't realize, even though we didn't scrimmage in practice, throughout practice, we did drills, and he created what I call habits and rituals. Every single day, practice was the same. Every single day, we drilled on fundamentals. Every single day, we worked on habits and rituals. So even though my mind was floating, even though I was selfish and self-centered, he was conditioning me into the culture through practice of habits and rituals. The reason why I tripled my NBA income in 3 years is because of habits and rituals. Next year, if your name didn't get called to come across the stage, I'm here to tell you they will call your name next year if you go back home and execute habits and rituals. I wanted to scrimmage for me, but Jerry Sloan was getting me ready to play for the Utah Jazz. So every day it was about habits and rituals. Having hot food is about habits and rituals. Great customer service is about habits and rituals. Being the best in the world at what you do, being a pro, is all about habits and rituals. And I believe collectively as a group, we're gonna kick the competition's butt because we understand how important it is to think, execute, and dominate.
Repeat after me. I never quit. I never quit. I never quit. Let me tell you something about champions. Champions are relentless and they never quit. So if you and I are going to be champions, we got to come into agreement. We got to get on the same page that we never quit. Whatever we start, we finish. So you got to consider before you start anything, what is the commitment level? If you commit to something, you don't stop until you win. If you commit to something, you don't stop until you're number one. I never quit.